Hey friends, before we dive into today's hardcore adventure, I really want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts and suggestions down in the comments. Tell me which shaders or add-ons you'd love to see me test next. Maybe there's a crazy texture pack or shader combo that you've always wanted to see in action. Your ideas keep these videos exciting, so don't hold back. So today, we're taking Minecraft Hardcore to a whole new level. I installed Realism Craft, and wow, it completely transforms the world. From ultra-detailed blocks to lifelike lighting, every cave, tree, and block feels realistic and alive. Even survival feels more intense. One wrong step in hardcore mode can be the end, and with Realism Craft, every detail is more visible, making every decision count. As I explore, you'll notice how shadows, reflections, and textures make the environment breathtaking. Caves are darker, water looks more real, and landscapes feel alive. It's beautiful, but not without challenges. Here are some quick pros and cons for Realism Craft in hardcore mode. Pros: ultra-realistic textures and lighting that make every block pop. Perfect for cinematic builds or hardcore survival worlds. Makes survival gameplay more intense and immersive. Cons: heavy on performance. Lower-end PCs may experience lag or frame drops. Some textures are so realistic they can clash with classic Minecraft style. Requires proper shader setup to fully enjoy all visuals. Overall, Realism Craft in hardcore mode is one of the most immersive experiences I've tried. If your PC can handle it, this pack makes Minecraft feel brand new. Now it's your turn. Comment below which shaders or add-ons you want me to test next. Do you want more realism, more color, or a crazy mix? And if you're enjoying this hardcore adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching, and let's see if we survive the next hardcore challenge. Today's journey starts in one of the toughest places you can imagine, a hot, dry desert biome. With only one life to spare, survival here is no joke. The sand stretches out for miles, the sun is blazing, and resources are hard to find. My first mission is clear: find a village before night falls. If I can't, those desert mobs will end this hardcore run fast. After some careful exploring, I finally spotted in the distance a desert village rising out of the golden dunes. It's such a relief to see life after all that emptiness. Inside the village, my first priority is food. I search the small farms and yes, I find patches of wheat ready to harvest. That means I can craft bread, the perfect start to staying alive in hardcore mode. Next, I need a safe place to sleep. I scout the village houses and finally grab a bed. This will set my spawn point and keep me safe from those nasty nighttime mobs. With food and a bed secured, it's time to set up some basics for crafting. I track down a crafting table, the heart of every survival run, and start putting my resources together for tools and gear. While exploring the edges of the village farms, I stumble upon something even better, a small turnip farm. It's not the best food source, but it's extra crops and seeds I can plant later. This desert start is already intense, but with Realism Craft's stunning textures and lighting, every block, every shadow, and every grain of sand feels alive and immersive. Now that I have food, a bed, and the basics to survive, it's time to plan the next steps and see how long we can last in this hardcore world. Stick around because this is only the beginning, and don't forget to comment below with your ideas for the next shaders, add-ons, or challenges you'd like to see in future hardcore episodes. So after surviving that tough desert start in Minecraft Hardcore with Realism Craft, I've got food, a bed, and a crafting table, but there's one big problem. No wood. Without wood, I can't craft a boat, and without a boat, I'm stuck in the desert. The only option? Swim. Across the shimmering water, I spot a tiny island in the distance. It's risky. Hardcore mode means one wrong move and it's game over. But if I want to escape this desert, I have to take the chance. I dive into the water and start paddling by hand. The waves look incredible with Realism Craft's shaders, sunlight reflecting off the surface, bubbles trailing behind as I swim. It's beautiful, but also nerve-wracking. If night falls while I'm out here, drowned mobs could appear at any second. After what feels like forever, I finally pull myself onto the sandy shore of the small island. Relief! And even better, I see what I was hoping for: trees and exposed stone. First things first, I punch down a tree and collect enough wood to craft sticks and a basic pickaxe. Next, I start mining stone from a nearby patch of rock. With these resources, I craft a stone pickaxe and a stone sword, the first real tools of this hardcore run. These simple upgrades make a huge difference. Now I can safely gather more resources, defend myself from mobs, and start planning where to build a more permanent base. This swim to the island might have been dangerous, but it's the key to moving forward in this hardcore world. The desert is behind me, and with Realism Craft making every wave, tree, and stone feel so real, it's like stepping into a brand new game. What do you think? Should I stay on this island and build my first hardcore shelter here, or keep exploring for a bigger landmass? Let me know your thoughts and ideas for the next episode in the comments. After a long swim across the open water, I finally reach the small island. The first thing I notice is a patch of trees scattered along the shore, exactly what I need. Without wasting time, I start breaking logs to gather enough wood for tools and sticks. With the first pieces of wood in hand, I quickly craft a wooden pickaxe. It's not strong, but it's perfect for the next step: mining stone. I search the island until I spot a small rocky outcrop and begin digging into the gray blocks, collecting enough cobblestone to upgrade my gear. Once I have enough stone, I head back to the crafting table and build a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. The new tools feel like a huge step forward, stronger, faster, and ready for the dangers of hardcore mode. Now I finally have what I need to defend myself and gather better resources. This small island may be quiet, but it's the perfect place to regroup and plan the next move. With wood, stone, and reliable tools, the hardcore journey is just getting started, and the Realism Craft textures make every tree, rock, and shadow feel alive. After gathering plenty of stone and wood on the small island, I finally have the essentials: a sturdy stone pickaxe, a stone sword, and enough supplies to survive the next stretch of this hardcore run. With everything packed, it's time to leave the island behind and continue exploring the open world. The ocean feels endless as I travel away from the shore. Eventually, new land comes into view, promising fresh resources and bigger challenges. My next goal is clear: find coal and iron. Coal is critical for crafting torches to light caves and protect myself from hostile mobs, while iron will allow me to build stronger tools and start crafting armor for real protection. As I step onto this new terrain, I keep my eyes open for dark cave openings and rocky hillsides. Coal often hides in exposed stone along cliffs, and iron is usually deeper inside caves, waiting for anyone brave enough to mine it. Every decision matters. Hardcore means there's no second chance if I make a mistake. With Realism Craft's textures, the landscape feels sharper and more alive. The shadows of the setting sun remind me that night is coming, and I need to secure coal quickly to craft torches before the darkness takes over. The hunt for iron will be dangerous, but upgrading to iron gear is the next big step if I want to survive this hardcore journey. Night falls faster than expected, and the world around me begins to change. The warm glow of the sunset fades, and the desert air grows cold. In the distance, the first sounds of danger echo through the darkness, the groans of zombies and the sharp hiss of skeletons. I know I'm not ready to fight. My stone tools are no match for a full wave of mobs in hardcore mode. With no safe shelter nearby, I grab my pickaxe and start digging straight into the side of a hill. Block by block, I carve out a narrow tunnel just wide enough to slip inside. It's cramped and rough, but it's the only way to stay alive. Once inside, I quickly set down my crafting table and begin working on the essentials. I craft extra stone tools and organize the small amount of wood and cobblestone I collected earlier. Every sound outside, every growl and shuffle reminds me how close danger really is. Finally, with my tools ready and my supplies in place, I pull out the bed I took from the desert village and set it against the wall. As I lie down, the world outside remains filled with mobs, but inside this simple tunnel, I can finally rest. The night passes quietly while I sleep, and when morning comes, the hostile creatures burn away in the rising sun. It's only the first night in this hardcore world, but surviving it feels like a victory and a reminder of how careful every step must be. The morning sun rises over the landscape, and with coal and iron safely packed in my inventory, it's time to move again. Using the wood I gathered earlier, I craft a small boat and set it gently on the surface of a wide lake. The water is calm and crystal clear, reflecting the bright sky as I row across. For the first time since this hardcore journey began, I can travel without worrying about mobs or rough terrain. The peaceful ride is a welcome break, but I know the world beyond the lake is full of new challenges. As I reach the opposite shore, a stretch of desert comes into view, endless dunes shimmering in the heat. While scanning the horizon, something unusual catches my eye. A large stone structure rising from the sand. It stands out against the empty landscape, its symmetrical design hinting at hidden secrets inside. Curiosity pushes me forward, but I know what these places often hold. Traps, pressure plates, and hidden TNT waiting for anyone careless enough to rush in. Before stepping inside, I double-check my tools and plan every move. One wrong step could end this hardcore run instantly. With my heart pounding, I approach the entrance and prepare to explore the building carefully, ready to disarm any traps and uncover whatever treasures might be hidden within. I step through the shadowed entrance of the stone structure, the air suddenly cooler than the burning desert outside. Inside, faint shafts of sunlight cut through narrow openings in the ceiling, revealing patterned sandstone walls and a floor decorated with strange symbols. It's quiet, too quiet. Only the soft echo of my footsteps follows me deeper inside. This is clearly a desert temple, a place known for hidden treasure and deadly traps. I stay alert, keeping my stone sword ready while slowly descending the staircase into the central chamber. In the middle of the room, a square of colored clay marks the spot where treasure waits below. But I know what's hidden beneath it, a pressure plate rigged to a stack of TNT. One careless step could end this hardcore run in an instant. I crouch and carefully start breaking the side blocks, digging down along the wall instead of jumping straight onto the center. Block by block, I carve a safe path to the chamber below. The Realism Craft textures make every grain of sandstone stand out, reminding me how fragile this world can be. At the bottom, I finally reach the loot room. 4 chests sit in a perfect square around the deadly pressure plate. I break the plate first, making sure the trap is completely disarmed, then begin opening the chests one by one. Inside, I find bones, enchanted books, gold, and iron ingots, valuable resources that will help me survive the challenges ahead. With the treasure secured and the TNT collected for future traps of my own, I carefully climb back to the surface. The temple stands silent behind me, but the rewards inside bring me one step closer to thriving in this unforgiving hardcore world. As I reach the heart of the structure, I brace myself for the usual traps, pressure plates, TNT, hidden pitfalls. But the chamber is strangely quiet. I wait, listening for the click of a tripwire or the hiss of redstone, yet nothing happens. There's no pressure plate, no hidden mechanism, just an empty floor of sandstone. Before I can relax, low growls echo from the shadows. Out of the dim corners, a handful of hostile mobs emerge, zombies and husks drawn to the darkness. The tight space leaves little room to move, but my stone sword is ready. I keep my back to the wall and strike carefully, dodging their slow attacks until the last one finally falls. When the chamber falls silent again, I search the walls and the floor for hidden loot, but there are no chests and no treasures, only dust and the faint smell of decay. This temple isn't a treasure vault after all, just a decoy filled with monsters. With nothing left to find, I climb the narrow staircase and push open the heavy sandstone door. The bright desert sun floods in, a sharp contrast to the cold darkness below. Stepping outside, I leave the empty ruin behind and prepare to continue my hardcore journey toward the next adventure in this vast, unforgiving world. Leaving the empty ruin behind, I push forward through the endless world. The journey takes me across wide oceans, over burning deserts, and through dense forests, each biome showing off the stunning textures of Realism Craft. The blue water glitters under the sun, the desert sand blazes with heat, and the forest trees sway in the wind as I make my way deeper into the unknown. After hours of travel, something unusual appears on the horizon, a new sandstone structure rising from the desert floor. Its sharp edges and patterned walls stand out against the rolling dunes, a silent invitation and a warning all at once. Excitement builds as I approach, but I know better than to rush in. Places like this are often packed with hidden traps, pressure plates, falling floors, or mobs waiting in the dark. I pause to ready my tools and plan a safe route inside. With the memory of the last ruin fresh in my mind, I'm determined to stay alert and avoid any deadly surprises. This could be the place where I finally uncover rare loot, iron, enchanted books, or even diamonds, but only if I'm careful. One wrong step in hardcore means the journey ends here, so every move inside this new structure has to be deliberate and precise. Step by step, I make my way through the dim corridors of the sandstone structure. Every corner feels dangerous. Loose tiles, suspicious pressure plates, and narrow passages all threaten to end this hardcore run with one wrong move. Carefully, I test each block before stepping forward, breaking any plates and clearing hidden redstone wires as I go. After what feels like an endless crawl through traps and dead ends, the hallway opens into a wide chamber. In the center, lined neatly against the far wall, stand several ancient chests, their iron locks rusted with age. The room is silent except for the faint echo of my footsteps. I take a deep breath and double-check the floor, making sure there are no hidden triggers beneath the sand. Only when I'm certain it's safe do I approach the first chest. The moment of truth has finally arrived. My hands shake slightly as I lift the heavy lid, hoping that all the careful planning and risk will pay off. Inside, gleaming among the dust, are stacks of gold ingots, enchanted books, emeralds, and rare loot, the kind of resources that can change the course of this hardcore journey. One by one, I open each chest, collecting everything of value. Every piece of treasure feels like a reward for surviving the long trek across oceans, deserts, and forests. With my inventory full and the traps behind me, I prepare to climb back to the surface, ready for whatever the next challenge in this unforgiving world will bring. After passing through yet another dusty village and tracking across what feels like an endless stretch of land, I start wondering if iron is just a myth. My my pickaxe is nearly worn out, my boots are full of sand, and I've probably burned more calories than all the bread I've eaten can replace. Then finally, there it is, right at the mouth of a shadowy cave. A perfect cluster of iron ore gleams back at me like it's been waiting this whole time. I almost laugh out loud. All that wandering, all that complaining, and the iron was literally sitting at the entrance like, hey, took you long enough. I rush forward, but not too fast. This is hardcore after all, and caves have a way of hiding unexpected surprises. Still, I can't help talking to the ore as I mine it, like it's an old friend I haven't seen in years. Don't worry, buddy, you're coming home with me. You're about to become a beautiful set of armor. The first chunks break free with a satisfying clink, and I collect every piece like precious treasure. Iron might not be as flashy as diamonds, but it's the backbone of survival. Tools, armor, buckets, you name it. And after a journey this long, finding it feels like striking gold. With my pockets full of iron and my spirits finally lifted, I step back from the cave entrance, ready to smelt this hard-earned prize and gear up for whatever hardcore throws at me next. With the iron finally smelted and every piece put to good use, I gear up with freshly crafted iron tools and armor. The clink of the new sword in my hand and the shine of the armor on my back give me a whole new level of confidence. For the first time in this hardcore run, I feel ready for whatever the world might throw at me. Packing up my supplies, I leave the cave behind and set off once again across the endless landscape. Forests stretch out with towering trees, rivers cut through rolling hills, and mountains rise in the distance, each biome tempting me to stop and claim it as my own. But this journey isn't just about survival anymore. Now the goal is bigger, to find the perfect place to build an empire. Somewhere with rich resources, defensible terrain, and enough space to create a base worthy of a true hardcore adventurer. As I travel, I can almost picture it, a grand fortress with farms, mines, and towers reaching toward the sky. Every step across plains and through forests brings me closer to the spot where this dream will begin. The search continues, but with iron tools in my hands and Realism Craft's breathtaking world around me, each new sunrise feels like a promise that my future empire is just over the next hill. After what feels like a lifetime of wandering, I finally arrive at a lush green forest, and wow, this place already feels like home. The trees are tall and packed with wood, the ground is full of animals, and best of all, I can actually hear birds instead of just the sound of my stomach growling. First mission in the forest. Use the bones I collected along the way to tame some wolves. Because, let's be honest, nothing says hardcore survivor like having a squad of loyal dogs ready to chomp on anything that even looks at me funny. I toss out a few bones and boom, instant wolf army. Honestly, they might be smarter than me at this point. The forest is perfect for everything I need. Chickens for feathers, cows for leather, sheep for beds, and enough trees to build a house big enough to make a villager jealous. Plus, let's admit it, building a cozy home in a green forest is way more relaxing than trying to decorate a dusty desert hut. Before I start planning my future mega base, I just want to take a second to say thank you to everyone watching this hardcore plus realism craft adventure. You guys make every creeper explosion and every late night mining trip totally worth it. That's it for today's journey. Our empire will rise right here in this beautiful forest, but the real building fun starts in the next episode. Don't forget to drop your ideas in the comments for what we should add to our base, and maybe even a name for this new forest kingdom. See you next time, adventurers!